I'd love to see it, but the best all time, for me anyway, the voices that you don't expect to be like they are is Big Boss Man Ray Traylor. He's this big, gruff guy, 6'4", 6'5", 300 plus pounds. Is big raw bone guy. You hear him talking. He talks sort of like, "Hey Shane, how you doing, buddy? How you doing?" He had his real high pitched voice. Just really, Ray's another one of those guys that that I really miss. Little side trivia fact here. Ray Traylor was part of my wedding party. He was
oh wow,
part of the franchise wedding party, and Ray and I were very close friends, which is why he was on the wedding party. When I heard that he had passed away from OxyContin, I was floored because I'm sure as much as as if he had heard that I had an addiction with OxyContin, he would have been shocked. I don't know if anybody saw one of the Mellon heirs, same age as me, 53 years old, died today or yesterday from OxyContin. He was at a rehab facility in Cancun and passed away. So it's a wicked drug that Purdue Pharmaceuticals had unleashed on the world, and it's taken more than its share of people in this industry, and continues to. So just really a sad life. I don't know why I digressed with that. I just read it today, and we're sitting here talking about the fun things about the wrestling business and go to this dark turn. But Ray is a guy that sorely missed in the industry. Was a great guy, and just one of those guys that, like I said, had that voice that when you heard him talk, you took 1,000 wrestling fans and put them behind a curtain and said, who is this? And hear him talking, they would never guess Big Boss Man.
But you know what? He's such he could have a high pitched, glass breaking voice. When he hit the ring with that fire, he could throw that right hook. He was the Big Boss Man. He was really the man.
He could go. He was a hell of an athlete. It's you sort of get lost in that whole the Big Boss Man character in the way the WWE or WWF then portrayed their characters. But Ray Traylor was a hell of an athlete and could move around for a guy that size. I was always impressed, in the industry that I came into. I always called it the land of the giants. At 6'1", 253 pounds, I was a midget. I was a munchkin in the industry. And, I'm in an industry of guys 6'6", 6'5", 6'7", 7 foot tall, 300, 400, 500 pounds. And these guys are moving around like cats. I remember when Yokozuna, back in the day when we first were breaking in back in the Continental Wrestling Federation, he was still Coquina. And I'm guessing about 360, 380 at the time, and was moving around like Rey Mysterio Jr. It was astounding, to see the athleticism of these guys. But that was the industry that I came into. It was super freaky, to see guys this size, this big, this strong, this nimble and agile. It was crazy. It was just like superhuman almost. It wouldn't surprise me if half of them ripped the shirt off and they had an S on their chest underneath, because there really were some freaky athletic guys in the industry that were monsters. It was crazy.
I got to say, though, I feel like the Boss Man kind of benefited from that character, because when they were really building up that early 90s core of those cartoony, everybody's got to have some kind of profession character, I don't know why. I think the Big Boss Man fit Ray Traylor like a glove. But, here's one question I got for you, since you knew him so well. He really transitioned his body unbelievably over the span of about a year, where he went from being like a super duper heavyweight with a big gut and to becoming so lean, and you could see that athleticism and the slim physique that he ended up having. Now, do you know how he managed to do that? I mean, because it seems like in one vein you see him and he's got the chubbier face, the big gut, and then 6 months later he's lean, he's cut, and he's flying down the ramp. I mean, he would legitimately sprint to the ring.
Yeah, it's when you get at that, especially at that time, and I'm sure it's still the same mindset and culture today. When you got to the WWF back then, there was this just sort of general wisdom that you tapped into about diet and supplements and working out and all the things you had to do, because when you're on the road, what the average fan out there may not understand is they live in a 24-hour day. So they wake up in the morning, they go to the gym, they shower, they go to their job, or they go to their job, get a shower, and come home, eat dinner, go to bed, whatever. Back then, as I'm sure much the same today to a lesser degree, I don't think they did the same amount of travel, but you were flying around the country, sometimes around the world, and having to get off that plane, jump into a rental car, zip to the hotel, to throw your bags down and, brush your teeth and, get ready and zip over to the arena. And you still had to find time to work out. And as I recall, both in my 1990 stint and later in my 96 stint in the WWF, was that there was this culture that sort of sprung up. If you're going to go to the gym, you got to go at this point of the day, because if you wait longer, you won't have time eating. If you're going to eat something, you got to grab your food now and take it with you to the building. It was completely normal and commonplace to see guys on planes. We've all seen the packets of protein, right? You got an envelope of protein powder, and where they call it the protein pudding. You'd tear that open and pour a little bit of water into it just to make a paste, and you'd eat it like a pudding. It was just your whole life revolved around your diet, your workout, where you could squeeze it in during the day, and it just became part of your daily culture. Like, you get up, you shower, and you shave. When you were in the Federation or on any of the majors, WCW, ECW, NWA, UWF, you had to do it in a certain way if you were going to hope to excel up that ladder. And in my mind's eye, I can still see guys like Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero, tearing their protein packets open on the plane and pouring a little bit of water and stirred up with a plastic spoon and eating the protein pudding. Just what you had to do, and likewise, we used to always meet up, me, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Chris Benoit used to meet up, and we always stayed at Marriott's, and we'd wake up in the morning, we meet 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, eat our breakfast, and head off to the gym, because you had to, in very short order, either be on a plane or be in a car driving to the next destination, and that was your daily life. It was, like I said, getting up and showering and shaving. For the average person, for the average wrestler, it was doing those types of things and just carrying through day to day.